What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. My Hero Season 7, Episode 7. Shit's starting. Shit is hitting the fan. The heroes implemented their plan. We found out how, Shinzo was able to work his quirk to keep it from coming off, that they were lying to him because he was controlling them, so they really didn't know what they were doing. So we got all that technicality of it. Class 1B showing out because essentially this plan does not work doesn't even get off the ground or implemented if not for the two of them. So that's pretty great. But now we did see what looked to be a quirk that was activated, even though you have two essentially, cancel these quirk users in Aizawa and the kid looking at him at that exact moment. So I don't know what that is. And then another thing is that I had a question about that I don't know if anybody answered, or who even knows if I asked it. Is there essentially two nullification quirks running around? Can you still use your quirk if he's copying your quirk? He doesn't take it from you and then you get it back after that time period, or there's no buffer on that. So essentially you could have Aizawa over here, you could have the kid in another location looking, and they both would cancel out his quirk to the full effectiveness, correct? Now granted, the kids is going to be on a time limit, but they don't have to be side by side, right? I'm pretty sure you could get double the quirk usage, I would assume. But besides that, I'm assuming we're going to be bouncing around. I think people told me this season is going to be 21 episodes, not the regular 24 or 25 or whatever it is that we typically get. So we'll be a third of the way in after this. And I'm assuming we're just going to spend a lot of time just ping-ponging around from location to location, and that it's going to kind of cultivate in kind of being focused on that one location where Shigaraki is. Now, before we kind of get to that, or unless Shigaraki just wrecks that group completely and just starts going around like crazy, then I could see that. And you're putting a lot of responsibility on those kids to, and it seems good in theory, I guess. And it's well, if Deku was here, this plan would be, what it was supposed to be. But you're over here under the assumption that the plan's going to go every single step of your plan is going to go flawless. And I think that's just unrealistic expectations. Even if Deku was there, there's no guarantee that, this setup and how we have is everything. So on top of that, you're putting a lot on Momo and some of those other kids to keep pumping out that material. You guys keep getting this material out there, pump it up, keep that electricity. I feel like they would hit their physical limits before Shigaraki would. So if you have a misstep where Deku maybe gets knocked out or doesn't even get to the location, how long can they keep this up for? We'll kind of see how it goes. And I'm assuming it's going to be culminating in, before we kind of get to focusing on just that location or Shigaraki breaking out of that completely, we're going to have to deal with a Toga situation. I'm sure that'll be a storyline that'll be interesting. Is she going to be redeemable and just let us go, or in some type of shit, or what are we going to have to do with her to kind of get it out of the way? Is she going to let us go? We're going to have to put her down. Going to be a change of heart. I don't know, but let's go ahead and get into it. See what we got. Oh yeah, they've got the footage. Correct. Because he wasn't ready. Would it though? Would it have worked if she just said all for one? What if it, I guess if he identifies it, I was thinking if it isn't his government name, would it work? But I guess it goes with what he identifies as, correct? If he goes around and identifies and answers to all for one, then maybe Maybe. And he says if our... He said they had another plan possible, too. What was that secondary plan? I cannot take that cat serious. Why does he have a bell on his neck? Alright, here's the breakdown. You know how it's classic, like, anime, comic book, movie type shit. Plan goes, and then a couple episodes later we get the full breakdown. The fact that it worked 100% minus just Deku getting plucked. And what's so wild is, like, it had nothing to do with Shigaraki or All for One. Toga grabbed his ass. Danger Sense is awful. And you're telling me Midoriya had full cowling activated and he can't, like, reverse tug of war her off of him? He had it activated. And the Danger Sense, which we know Danger Sense is literally a coin flip. But you're telling me he couldn't just, like, stick his foot in the ground and, like, be like, stop that? He couldn't have snapped that shit or, like, stuck his feet in the ground and run where he was supposed to go? I don't know. Clearly not, but... Gang Orko, who they got him on the island with Froppy. Yeah, lump all the other kids and heroes in there. Yo, if he gets out, oh my god. Oh god. I would assume, just for simplicity purposes, just to make it easy, we don't have Gigantomachia escape or be a factor in this final fight, right? I would assume we just don't do that, right? It seems like way too much to deal with if he breaks free. They could barely handle it last time. Alright, let's see how this goes. They could have it on at all times. Yeah, he doesn't have the 5 minute because he's touching him at all times, so there's no time limit. He could essentially have it forever as long as he can, I guess, keep his eyes open physically. So I get it. That's the ideal situation is having them in physical contact so he can always have it on. But oh, he's going by dynamite now? I might have missed that somewhere. Why is that working, guys? You two, why is that working? Aizawa, why did that just do that? Yo, she stays getting fucked up. Guys, what is this? It's all physical. I was questioning, I was like, is this just a heteromorphic thing where, like, okay. And yeah, it is. Great. Great. He's just physically growing his body. So there's nothing that they can turn on and off. Now here's the thing though, does he feel pain through it? Or what? Because if that's the case, like, why don't we just... Oh shit, they're reloading her with a new arm, new leg. Oh, he's not going by dynamite, excuse me. Guys, we don't have time for this nonsense. Those two are the worst two to put together. Ooh, they're playing the All for One theme in the background of this. It sounds great. They've got like an orchestral version of it. He's so far away. He's so far away. Yeah. If they do that. Oh my god, can he decay with all of them? Ooh, yikes. Yeah, it's too risky because if he's over here saying this is like just actual growth. If he's saying that's actual growth, like hair and nails or whatever else, you would assume if he's growing his hands, you know, this is the peak, you know, human, whatever he's talking about. He could decay with any part of that. And as big as that is, they can't deal with that. So the best thing to do is just, they're gonna have to deal, they're gonna have to sort of just deal with the growth. But they can't let the decay be active. And how's he gonna shit on Aizawa saying, I used to think you were so cool, like we could do anything to stop that. Oh man. We're gonna have so much fodder on the hero side going on in a minute. Like one Nomu alone is like really chunking out like a good amount of forces on the hero side. Some of these Nomus could be so juiced. Oh, Teeth Boy? Oh, we got hit by that. He's gonna somehow have to get his ass over there. So the question becomes, do we actually get out of here? Like, we just escape Toga. We don't kill her. She doesn't let us go, and we don't kill her. Bro. Turn your danger sense up to 1000. What is going on? Does she let us go? Do we kill her? Do we find a way to escape? Because oh, because she loves him? But she's still threatening our lives. So so whatever she does is just not being sensed. Cool. Convenient. Convenient plot purposes. Raraka said, excuse me? It's very spoilers for One Piece. Spoilers for One Piece. I'm gonna give you 3, 2, 1. Spoilers for One Piece. It's very Usopp and Perona negativity type shit right there. Like he's always so negative that it doesn't work. And hers just happens to have a workaround, you know. So if we just say yes, will she just like let us go? Bro, if you don't blitz her with your full cowling, knock her out, and then just run to the next location, quit wasting time with her, bro. Blink on her, judo chop her in the back of the neck, and get to going. We gotta go. She's not mentally well. We know that much. She's not mentally well. He's over here all flustered. Uraraka's jealous as shit. And I said all that because I was like, okay, so do we kill her? Do we knock her out? Does she let us go? Or maybe the other warp gate, Kurogiri, snaps out of it and all of a sudden shows up on the scene? Do you think they'd go that far? I think they had a chance with that storyline, but once he just never woke up and we used his quirk, I feel like probably not. This water is going to be a big issue. Alright, here we go. He's going to try to talk her out of it. Is that easy? Yeah. People are trying to hold her accountable her whole life and shit. Yep. Well, so much for that. Now she's gonna be in murder mode. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's not mentally well. But that still doesn't excuse actions. If we gotta put her ass down, put her ass down. That was quick. I just refuse to believe she is keeping up with his speed. Well. Well, she's mentally locked in. Oh, shit. Now we've got blood access, and this is going to be just great. Oof. Let Froppy deal with her, to be honest. In the water and everything, yeah. Honestly, you gotta run, bro. We don't have time to deal with her, to be honest. Let Froppy handle it. This is good. This is good. Agreed. We can't. This is such a waste of time. It's not like, oh, I can save her, I can bring her back. The world's fate is on you being at a specific location. You gotta go. Don't you dare sit here and say, like, I can save her and I can... You gotta go. We don't have time to even honestly ponder it. Like, just go. They're playing the All for One theme in the background again. Alright, good. There you go, yeah. Pump them legs. Pump them. There we go. Alright, he's out. Good. There you go. Fly, little buddy, fly. Yep, this is gonna be it. He's just gonna have to thrust his way there. And All Might couldn't fly either, right? He would just... Yeah. Just get there when you can. Yeah, man was gonna come to the fight on like 20% after just getting there. That's gonna be the final end boss power that he's gonna have to use. Good. Alright. Yeah, All Might couldn't fly either. He would just be so forceful, correct? It would just look like he was. But I'm curious, would All Might even be able to do what he's doing right there for the same amount of time? Like he's gonna be covering miles worth. I realize All Might could just jump off the ground and, you know, essentially fly with just the force he's putting out of the earth. Like, eventually he's gonna come back down. Maybe he could just punch the air hard enough and keep going and kick the air hard enough. Maybe he could. I feel like Deku having access to all the other abilities makes him flying be a little bit more plausible. Oh, shit. This is the one right here. Brother v. brother. Shoto, I need you to show out. Yeah, the Nomu just wrecks so much. Look at him holding All Might's hand. The Nomu wrecks so much. Like, how do you... I don't know who deals with them is the problem. I don't know. I don't know who deals with them. Because how do you deal with Dabi and his shit? It's like, okay, we'll put the main forces towards that. But then who deals with the Nomus? He wants it to be Endeavor so bad, it's just never going to be. His fixation with that, it's just never going to be that. Eh? Okay, Wind Boy. Keep it up. So this is all Endeavor's sidekick squad plus Todoroki. How do you think this gets resolved? Do you think it's a team effort? Or it looks like, oh, they might get him with a team effort? And she's got flames too, but she can't... What's the difference between her flames and the flames of Dabi and the flames of, like, Endeavor's family? Like, does she produce flames as well? Or does she just kind of drip in flame? I always had questions about her fire. And I'm curious how this gets resolved. Do you think this is a team effort? Or do you think this is Todoroki fully, like, using the full extent of, like, fire? Like, he even starts producing blue flames, plus the ice. I don't know. I don't know. I'm very curious how the Dabi storyline gets handled. Because it's not going to be Endeavor. Endeavor, they're just not going to face each other. It's never going to be a thing. So I'm curious if Todoroki really, or they're all Todoroki, if Shoto really achieves it, like the perfect harmony, like he's got maybe blue flames plus whatever the ice max could be, or it's going to be a team effort. He's burning again, or maybe Dabi just burns himself to death. Maybe he just tries to go too far and it just, oh god. I mean, the body's not going to be able to keep up, though. Okay, and that's the end of it. Alright, good. I'm glad with the progression of... I'm glad with the progression of the Toga storyline. As far as, us getting the hell up out of there. I'm glad that that's not going to stretch multiple episodes. I mean, I'm sure it will still stretch multiple episodes. But let Uraraka, let them deal with whatever they're going to try to talk her down, not talk her down, save her, not save her. I don't know. I'm just glad that Midoriya is not going to be a part of however long that takes to be. So I'm glad he got the hell up out of there. And honestly, it's pretty much all the episode was for the most part. But I'm glad. I mean, if it only took one episode of Deku having to get the hell out of there, then get the hell out of there. Oh, I totally forgot. We had the Shigaraki physically overgrowth. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I mean, it's not weird in the sense of the story because like you got quirks running around and stuff. But what he's physically just being able to take the body to. Now, that's not a quirk that he's like, does he just have control over the growth of his body like that? Is that what he's fully ascended to? Like he's human form? Like he's the pinnacle of what a human get. Like he's just growing extra limbs because he can. He said, you know, like, you know, you can control, well, not control, but like hair growth and fingernail growth. Is he control? Like, can he, I mean, he did extend it. Can he retract it? Then a follow-up to that is, yeah, could he probably use decay through any point of that? Yeah, but does he feel pain in all those spots? Because again, it's like, wow, he's a monster. How do we keep up with this? We can't dodge all of it. Yada yada XYZ. It is just a big piece of meat that is just like if he had his hand or his arm exposed. Like, can we not just light that up and see if he starts taking damage? Now again, he's got his regen quirk again, but pain is pain, and how much of that can he take just over and over? We just keep lighting him up. So I'm curious the path that they choose to go with that. If they formulate a plan that seems to be like, okay, we're battling this back, we're dealing with it, or are they literally just going to start getting plucked off and be pushed to the brink until Midoriya arrives? I'm curious, like, if they come up with something. Because where's the firepower? Bakugo? Really? Bunny? I mean, she's just hand-to-hand, and like, what's she... Let's be honest. As soon as he started this extension shit, what's he gonna do? Which I guess you could say, what are any of them gonna do? But she was just there for hand-to-hand combat purposes while they kept his quirk shut off, okay? The minute any of his abilities are active, she needs to, like, just get out. Genis is gonna do what he can, but Genis is more gotta, like, work with the structures and keep the shit together going at the same time. And the two of the big three, like, they're cool, but, like, what do they really do? And I feel like I asked this question when we got into the big three of, like, whatever her, like, aura, swirl, power, light system is. Like, is it really, like, blasting like that? Is she hitting final flashes and Kamehameha waves? Like, is it hitting like that? Because it never looks like it's putting out damage like that. And then he's just turning into, you know, the shit that he eats, and it's like, how much is that going to be? So, like, it's not the best, I would say, area of effect power output of a squad. They have nice, unique abilities, but it's not a Todoroki that's just putting flames everywhere. Shit, it's not even a Kaminari that's could just electrocute the entire scene. They're very specific, like, quirks, and I don't know. I mean, it's not the best lineup, I don't think. Bakugo, again, is the only hopes here, as far as, like, I feel like inflicting actual damage. And how much of that can he actually do? So it's a mess. It's a mess. I don't know in actual time how long it's going to take Deku to get there, and I don't know how long in anime time is it going to take Deku to get there. Like, they could be like, oh, Deku's traveling, like, oh, we've contacted Deku at the speed he's traveling. If he could keep that up, you know, he'll be there in, I don't know, let's say they say 15, 30 minutes, so they got to hold out for that long. Is 15, 30 minutes in anime could stretch 5, 6, 7 episodes, or 15 minutes, depending how quick they want to go. He could be there next episode. So I have absolutely no idea what they'll plan to do with that, but we'll leave it there and see. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and as always,